These things are just taking from face value, just going over their skills, talents, and constellations. That's pretty much it. If I am wrong about anything on a character, you guys can mention it in the comments below. And if you guys want to give your own opinion on the character themselves or for the team comp, you guys are, free to do that as well. These character overviews won't be long. I'm not gonna make them, over 10 minutes or something like that. Just simple, my opinion. That's pretty much it. Now, is Diluc good for a Xiao team comp? Actually, yes. I think you can utilize Diluc a lot more than, let's say, the past two videos, which have been Kaching and Child. Now, for Diluc's E, basically, you can use Diluc's E 3 times in a row. What you could possibly do is switch in to Diluc, just use Diluc's 3 E's, proc Pyro on a good amount of enemies, swap out to Xiao, just use E on Xiao, gain more energy back, possibly get Q onto Diluc, switch back into Diluc, use Diluc's elemental burst, hit a good amount of enemies, right? And then go into Xiao's elemental burst and start, hitting enemies with swirl, stuff like that. So for Diluc's Q, also 40 energy as well. So it's like a Kaching with 40 energy. Diluc gains energy back really fast if you know how to utilize energy really well. But before getting into Q, E, that's basically what you would do. Just swap in, use E's really quickly, pop Pyro onto the enemy, and let that be that. Now, if you're using Diluc as a sub DPS, possibly even a main DPS, if you want to put Xiao as a sub DPS, you can do that. Obviously, Diluc is really strong. Everyone really knows this. Like, Diluc is one of the top DPS in the game. I'm not gonna say he is the best DPS in the game because that is disputed along, multiple lines of gameplay. But if you're going to use Diluc as another DPS on the Xiao team, you can. We all know that Diluc is strong. I don't really need to go over Diluc as DPS. Now, going into Diluc's Q, low energy. If you want to just use Diluc for Q as a bot to hit Pyro on multiple enemies, you obviously can just try to utilize energy recharge substats and utilize your energy gain really well to get Q really fast. Same thing like a Jing. Now, passive talents. Obviously getting Aura back, really good. Diluc's charge attack, you don't really need to worry about that unless you're using Diluc as a DPS and you're interested in something like that. And Diluc, after you use Diluc's Q, if you still want to use Diluc afterwards for a little bit more damage, you can, and you will get more pyro damage out of it. So, C1, obviously good, more damage above to enemies above HP 50%. Now, when C2, it's more of a DPS thing for Diluc, not really for Xiao, so we'll not be going over it. C4, casting Searing Onslaught sequence greatly increases damage dealt. Really good if you want to, switch in Diluc, hit the E's really quickly, get even more damage out of that instead of, just using it for a elemental reaction. Now, C6 is basically a E auto combo. So if you have C6 for Diluc, you basically just use your E, auto use your E, auto use your E. That's also another way of gameplay you could do if you just wanted to put in Diluc really quickly, go into Xiao, use elemental burst, proc swirl onto enemies, and do even more damage, right? So that is it for Diluc, another short one. There's nothing really to go over characters like these. Diluc is straight and simple to the point, and how you'd be able to utilize him. Most people will never use Diluc as a support. Really, I know some people actually do. It's actually not the worst thing in the world. I've actually seen it. It's actually not that bad as I thought it would, because if you hear Diluc and support, you don't really want to associate the two, right? But generally speaking, as the majority of the community, you guys will be using Diluc as DPS. I understand that. By all means, go for it on a Xiao team comp. Could be your third or fourth slot. Totally up to you. So, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys are watching this video in the morning or night, hope you guys have a good one. Have a good morning. Have a good night. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.